So there's a couple laws as we hit page 77 that I think are formidable laws that kind of really transform the way you start to think. One is called the law of the broom. And the law of the broom says to build your business up, you have to clean it up. Okay? What does that mean to you? To build your business up, you have to clean it up.
Time wasters.
Huh?
Time wasters.
Okay, so time wasters need to be cleaned up. Inefficiencies need to be cleaned up. What else? Systems need to be cleaned up, tightened up, and made more efficient. You need to know how you're spending your time now to actually even build systems that give you some of that time back, or to build, additional job descriptions to give you some of that time back.
Sharpen up your interview with clients.
Sharpen up your skills. I mean, nobody, that says it takes 2 hours to get a client to feel comfortable moving forward. All that is systemic to poor influence skills, poor value skills. And so what the goal is to have the customer be thrilled, confident, with as little time involving you as possible, but still having service and ratings and 5 stars and NPS be as high as possible. That's the goal. The goal is, you may say, well, that sounds a little aggressive. Well, it is. Time, okay, death, love, those are the only 3 things that matter. And so if we can have a customer be thrilled in an hour, but that same customer could be thrilled in 20 minutes, would you be okay moving the consultation to 20 minutes? And the answer, of course, is yes. So we got to clean it up with systems and inefficiencies. We got to clean it up with delegation and order. We've got to clean it up by firing high maintenance clients and stop working with people that are detrimental to, what our ultimate goals are and what we want to achieve. And your goal as a mortgage professional is to get to a point where you can start to see the value of cleaning the business up. So halfway down the page, we have the 100% question. I got this question when I was 24 years old. And my mentor, John Barnes, said, what would your business look like if you could spend 100% every day that you're doing loans, 100% of the day doing the 1 or 2 things that you're super good at that would contribute the greatest amount of money to your wallet and to your bank account? What would that look like? What would it look like for you? What would it look like if you could spend 100% of your day doing 1 or 2 things that are super important to you, that you're really good at, that bring your passion alive, and that have the greatest financial contribution? Tell me what your business would look like. Huh? It wouldn't look like work. Okay, great. What would that look like? Fun. Great. What would that look like? Huh? Happiness. So I've moved from it doesn't feel like work to fun to happiness. So the happiness is a core value. Fun is a core value. Why would you not want to have fun on the job? It's like my dad hated being a CPA, and he didn't want to spend the rest of his life being a CPA. He hated it. His passion was wanting to be a doctor, and so he decided to go to medical school when he was 30 and didn't start his practice till he was 40. But from 40 to 65, he had fun, he was happy, he was in his zone, doing the one thing. And I remember my dad coming up to me, and he said to me, we were in this kind of conversation. He was in the last 3 years before retirement, and all the senior partners had retired, and he was the last senior partner, and then everybody else was junior. So he had these paydays, and it was just like, I remember my dad saying to me, he said, if I hadn't made that decision at age 30 to become a doctor, I wouldn't have made $1.3 million this year being a doctor. And I looked at my dad and I said, $1.3 million being a radiologist? Yep. Because he was the only partner left, and he had all the cash was coming. It was unbelievable. My dad made 80% of his net worth in the last 4 years of his practice. And that's kind of like we need to be looking at every year, and is every year getting more and more financially and fiscally rewarding, or are we going the wrong way? And the more you know, and the more seasoned you become, and the more efficient you are, theoretically, the more money you make per hour. Okay?